Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to tackle one of the most frequently asked questions in tech and something that I have also been asked so many times. Is learning to code worth it, especially if AI is taking off? Some of the big names in the industry, including Mark Zuckerberg, now says that AI will replace even mid-level engineers now. And I actually made an entire video on this topic which gained some traction, so feel free to watch that also. But honestly, it sounds pretty depressing and it can feel scary if you're just starting out or if you're already in the playing game. But before you watch the towel, watch this video, because I have a story about a mental model called the Jevons Paradox, which can literally change your perspective upside down. By the way, if you're new here, I'm Anudeep and I work as a software engineer and have a background in mechanical engineering with a master's in robotics and AI. And on this channel, we talk about tech, entrepreneurship, and self-development. So if any of these things sound interesting, please consider subscribing. Enough of the plug. Let's get started. We've all seen the headlines. AI is coming for a job. Mid-level engineers will soon disappear. Coding is now absolutely obsolete. Well, it is really easy to get caught up in the fear. After all, we have witnessed how fast AI is progressing. ChatGPT can create code snippets. GitHub Copilot now autocompletes entire functions. So, do we even need live real programmers? Look, I get the concern. I'm working in the industry and I know how it feels. Nobody wants to invest time, energy, and resources in a skill that's about to vanish. But here's the truth. All of these predictions often ignore one crucial part of the puzzle, which is that any new technology tends to expand markets and create new jobs and not just, eat the old ones up. And this is something that I've talked about in my previous videos as well, but this nicely brings us to Jevons Paradox. So this is a concept that named after William Jevons. He observed that making steam engines more efficient actually increased coal consumption and not decreased the coal consumption as was the popular belief. Now, before we move forward, let me explain what efficiency actually means. So efficiency is simply how effectively a system converts the raw inputs into the desired output. In the case of steam engines, this meant converting the coal into mechanical power to drive the engines. So when the engines became more efficient, they would produce more power using less coal. And basically everybody thought that we'll be using less coal because the engines have now become efficient, right? So they'll be using less coal. The missing key here is that once something becomes simpler and cheaper, a lot more people start using it, leading to an overall increase in its consumption. So in the case of steam engines, once they became cheaper and efficient to run, everybody wanted to use them and were using them in fact. Suddenly, you weren't just seeing steam engines in big factories. Even small businesses could now afford them and were using them. In other words, efficiency leads to more usage, not less. In coding, efficiency is about using time, money, and complexity to build amazing software. In this age, we see a similar pattern with coding. So these AI-driven tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, or GitHub Copilot, all these make writing code easier and increases the coding efficiency. Now, it is very natural to think that we'll need less number of engineers because now almost entirety of the work is being done by AI. We would need less manpower, right? But if these tools make coding easier and more accessible to people, more individuals and businesses can now jump on board. For example, a local bakery that never thought could afford a software solution can now build a home delivery service. A freelance consultant with minimal coding experience can now build proper dashboards which are data-driven. And even a small startup can, pivot and experiment with new features and technologies because AI-driven coding is faster and allows for more experiments. And all these projects mean that we need more coders, more programmers, more people who can understand and write code, who can supervise AI and, judge and correct the code written by AI and ensure that the code generated meets real-world applications. And this honestly is the magic of Jevons Paradox. More efficiency leads to more usage, not less. Now let's for a second talk about the fear of AI replacing mid-level engineers or junior or senior engineers. Will these big tech companies reduce developer count? Absolutely yes. We have seen and will continue to see layoffs from big tech because these companies already have way too many people. But on the flip side, so many more people and businesses will now be adopting software solutions, will now be requiring coders and programmers to build their stuff up. And all of this means that the need for coding doesn't disappear. The way in which we code changes. Coders won't be writing every line by hand. They'll be overseeing AI-driven code, ensuring quality, designing the high-level architecture system, and tackling edge cases and complex logic. Basically, AI elevates coders to a new level, more like conductors of a tech orchestra rather than assembly line workers, which we already are right now. And you'll still need to think logically and problem solve and bring domain knowledge. But that's still coding, if you ask me. So if you hear anyone say that coding is dead and AI is coming after your job, remember Jevons Paradox. When technology becomes more efficient, its usage skyrockets. This goes for steam engines, electricity, internet, and now even coding. And to be honest, AI has just democratized the playing field. We are on the brink of an era where software development is accessible to more people than ever. And in my opinion, it is absolutely one of the best times in history to learn to code, to understand software, and be a builder. So, if you love technology, if you want to problem solve, and want to create this digital infrastructure of the future, you should definitely become a software engineer and learn to code and all that shebang. So, what does this mean for anyone who's learning to code or even thinking about it? Firstly, you'll have potential for massive impact. More and more businesses will need coding solutions, and with AI leveling the playing field, you can build innovative products faster than ever. And to do that, you don't need to be a pro with tens of years of experience. AI can help you get started. I would say think of coding in this age of AI like driving a futuristic car, where sure, you have some autopilot features, but you are the one who's on the driving seat, making the major decisions, changing directions, and applying the brakes whenever necessary. So, what do you think? Are you excited about AI's impact on coding, or are you scared? Please comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.